What's up, PHP community? How everyone is feeling today? Excited to see you all again for another live stream. And today we have an exciting topic. We are going to release a new version of this starter kit that I've been working on that I'm super excited to show you. That being said, what's up everyone? Deniso, nice to see you. Canada Raz, nice to see you as well. I want to learn more. Dude, that's a badass nickname, man. Welcome to the live stream. Peak and Flow, nice to see you. Kanan, what's up, man? Dudes, today I'm going to show you something that I'm like so excited, honestly. I've been working for the last 2 days on this project, which is a new starter kit for the Inertia in Livewire that is like super strict, just like my Blade version of it. And I want to show you this, guys, because I feel like you guys are going to love this, okay? If you like the Inertia React stack, you can now leverage all the strictness I have shipped last week to the Blade version of my starter kit. So if you guys are ready, I am ready to show you this, because this is mind-blowing, chat. Just literally mind-blowing, all right? So where can we start? Denise was saying the following. Nuno, quick question. Why is that past browser tests timeouts even using 15 seconds in parallel? Typically, tests on past PHP browser, they time out because the expectation is not met. Okay, so if you expect to see a text, given text, and the text does not appear, the test will time out. Okay, you guys ready to go? Okay, I'm ready to go too. Let's move forward. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so what we have here. So this is my Twitter. We can close this. Here we go. So last week, okay, you guys know this. We talked about this last week. We have released this starter kit, Laravel starter kit. Okay. And we talked about why this starter kit is so good because of 100% type coverage, literally, read-only classes, final classes all over the place. Also comes with a bunch of tooling in terms of code quality, Reactor PHP, PHP Stand Level Max, and many more things like this. However, one problem of this starter kit is that it only came with a Blade version of it. It's just basically like the regular starter kit in Laravel, and it doesn't come with authentication or two-factor authentication or sessions even. Comes kind of blank, to be honest. It's almost empty, okay? And everyone was like, literally, dude, I want that starter kit, but it needs to come, the Livewire version of it or the Inertia version of it. So, to get started, what I have done in the last 2 days is the Inertia React version of my starter kit. I hope you guys are excited about this because we are about to put fire on the PHP world, chat. Fire on the PHP world. Okay, before we jump into this, let's talk a little bit about news, what we have here. We have a new tip that I've shared a couple days ago actually, about using the current user attribute. If you want to inject the current user attribute in your class constructor, you can do it this way, beautifully, just like that. What else we have? Supo.dev, of course, we need to talk about Supo.dev, Shep. Oh my God, chat. So Supo.dev is this social media I've been developing. It's currently being developing behind the scenes right now. We have developed the API together, but at the moment, the CLI app is being developed by Puyapal and me behind the scenes. It's actually, some boring work, and I don't think it's kind of good content for you all, but let's see in the future if I'm going to do that. So we have that. In the last 2 weeks, I've been working on my starter kit, which is what you guys are going to see today, the Inertia React starter kit that I have been working on. What else we have? We have a new YouTube video. Chat. New YouTube video, okay? Let's talk about that. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you will find this new YouTube video about Reactor PHP for Laravel. We talked multiple times about Reactor PHP, but we haven't actually dived into this extension for Laravel that is literally maintained by the community. And I have done a full video about that topic. So if you guys like Reactor PHP and you want to leverage more of Reactor PHP in your apps, I'm going to share with you this YouTube video, which is out today, okay? Out today, okay? F. Roberto is saying, hello. Dude, nice to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Canada Rise is saying the following. Sometimes boring work is the most challenging work. That's why you guys need to be smart, chat. Need to be super smart. To refactor existing work, you guys need to be super smart, man. Like using tests with Cloud Code, having Cloud Code writing tests for you, potentially use Reactor PHP to improve the code quality of your project. You guys need to be smart, man. I'm sharing these tips all the time, so you guys need to be smart about this. Tensei, what's up? Nice to see you from Twitter. Charlie French Boy, nice to see you as well. Christian Moreno, what's up, dude? Mike Scott is saying the following. How about applying the starter kit strictness to existing Laravel applications? You can do that. So Laravel Essentials is a package I have developed, and you can apply some of the strictness I have used in existing Laravel apps. You just need to be careful because it comes with a bunch of strictness. I want to learn more. It's saying the following. I saw it is about the abort if. Yeah, it's about the abort if, but about many other rector rules that you might want to leverage in your project. Okay? So I'm going to share the video with you. Here we go, chat. Be sure to put a like on that video if you enjoy the content because it really supports my work. So the only thing you have to do is go to this button right here and click on like because that really boosts my work on YouTube and I would really appreciate that. All right? What else we have to talk about before we jump into some stuff? We have to talk about Junie and JetBrains for supporting my channel. They are the best editor for PHP in the planet. You guys know that. Native PHP, the best way of building mobile applications with PHP. Of course, we need to talk about as well Red Bat International, the best viewing Laravel agency you can ever get for your projects. Devin AI, if you want a software engineer that literally solves problems for you using AI. CodeRabbit, if you want to have nice code reviews in your pull requests, of course, and Laracas if you want to become a PHP Laravel developer master like me, basically. I've done everything I know from this place, so if you guys want to do that too, you can do it. Just go to laracas.com. Boo. What else? And that's it. We're ready to go. We ready to go, chat. We ready to go. Before we go into that, did you guys went to the gym today? Did you guys went to the gym? I went to the gym 4 times this week already. Excited for the weekend. What are you guys working on at the moment? Share with me on the chat what you guys are working on at the moment in your daily lives, man. It's important to know. It's important to know. All right, so what else we have to talk about? Yeah, let's just dive into it. Let's dive into it, okay? So my goal is kind of gym at the 7 a.m., dude? Gym at the 7 a.m.? Dude! Domivikin saying the following, I feel like I want to work on a Bifana. It's Friday night, brother. Oh, Bifana actually means like meat on the bread, and it's actually a great idea, man. Like Scott is saying the following, even if you do keep calling us chat, dude, it's just, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I guess I'm going to just do it the way I know. And that's it. Ken is saying the following, Nuno, Nuno, what Laravel tools do you use for Laravel application debug, Laravel debug bar, or telescope? None. I'm using DD for debug, man. The best debugger in the world, chat. DD for debugging is literally what I'm using at the moment in Nightwatch, of course. Junior Sekeri is saying today was lag day. Dude, I'm going to tell you a tip. Do lag days on Mondays. That's what I do, man. You know, literally lag days at Mondays, and that's it. Much better, works way better, man. All right? All right, chat, let's move forward, man. Let's actually start talking about this starter kit because we don't have a lot of time, so we need to get stuff done, okay? All right, chat, you guys know that last week I have released the Nuno Maduro Laravel starter kit, okay? This is a super opinionated starter kit with a bunch of tooling to ensure quality in your projects. Now, a bunch of you wanted this starter kit, but with Inertia in React, in authentication, in two-factor authentication, and all the cool stuff that comes with regular Laravel starter kits for Inertia and React. So this week is exactly what I'm about to present you, all right? I'm going to not repeat myself. If you want to see some of the tooling we are using behind the scenes for PHP, things like Rector PHP or things like PHP Stand Level Max and everything, please go to my existing video on my YouTube channel because you will find everything over there already. Today we are going to focus more on the inertia part, on the controllers part of this new Inertia React starter kit. And we have so much to talk about, Chad. So much to talk about. I have literally, and this is the very first one, I have literally migrated all of the existing Laravel starter kits code into Actions. I know, Chad. I know. Thank you so much for those claps. I know. I have literally migrated all the existing starter kit code from Laravel into Actions, meaning the following, Chad, meaning the following. If you go into my starter kit, you click on controllers, and you click, just check this beauty, Chad. Are you guys ready? I don't think you guys are ready for this. Just check this beauty, Chad. I'm going to click on the user controller, for example. I'm going to go all the way down and just check this beauty, Chad. Check this beauty right there. Destroy a user receives a delete user request, receives also the current user and the delete user action. We log out the user, we delete his account, and we invalidate the session. Mm. Mm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You guys are not ready. Let me show you another example. This was actually a complex example. Let me show you, for example, the user password controller. Okay. Just check this goddamn beauty. Just check this beauty, chat. Honestly. Receives. Listen, let's go for the update. Oh my God. Oh my God, chat. Just watch this. If you want to update your password, you receive an update user password request, you receive the current user, but also the update user password action. And then you go here, you call the action with the user and the new password, and you return back. Beautiful. Honestly, chat, I love it. I love it. Looks very clean. Very, very, very clean. Okay, very, 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 very clean. Jimmy G. Ken is saying the following: gym at 6 a.m. Dude, a lot of you go at the gym at 6 a.m. That's really tough for me, man. I have to have some food with me to be able to go to the gym. All right? To be able to go to the gym. David is saying the following: how many projects do you switch between daily? So I work at Laravel in one project at the moment, and then I don't know, man, in the middle of the day or at the night, late night, I work on my stuff. It really depends, man. Sometimes I do like 4 hours for Laravel in one day, and then I do 12 hours in the next day. It really depends, man. We have password reset, we have forget password flow, we have everything. So it looks exactly, on the UI, by the way, Laravel starter kit, okay? On the UI, looks exactly like this starter kit, the starter kit that comes with Laravel. On the UI is exactly the same thing. It doesn't change a thing. So you have reset passwords, you have forget passwords, you have two-factor authentication. Everything is exactly like the Laravel starter kit. The only thing it changes is the backend code, which is now based on actions. Okay, Chad? All right? That's the only thing it changes. Everything is here. Tiago Miquel Souza, thank you so much for the subscription on Prime. 4 months already. You are absolutely awesome. Good luck on the gym, man. Good luck on the gym. I want to learn more is saying the following: looks very clean. Thank you, dude. Thank you. David's buddy saying the following: why checked your kit? May I? Oh my God, what? I also forked the official React starter kit to make it mine, inspired by your Laravel starter kit. Oh man, now we have the same project, man. Hilarious, man. Can I saying the following: Nuno, which front-end framework do you use, React or Vue? Typically use React. This Cloud Code and these AI frameworks are just too good generating React code, so I just use React at the moment. Tech is saying the following: waiting to meet you at Laracon, India. Oh my God, Laracon, India next year will be so hot, man. You guys better be ready for that. Mike Scott is saying the following: actions are indeed beautiful. Using them everywhere myself. They compose, dude, it's just so great. Actions is just so great, Chad. And all this starter kit is based on actions, okay? All right, Chad. We don't use helpers or facades. This is just beautiful, okay? All right, let's look into this a little bit. Yeah, let's talk about like some of these controllers, okay? Okay. So let's go back. I'm too excited, Chad. I need to just stop a little bit, drink water, and relax, okay? Talk to me while I relax. Talk to me, Chad. Talk to me. Chirag is saying the following: that's cool. Will we have that open source? Dude, we are releasing this today, all together. I'm literally releasing this today, tag a new version, and then tweet about it. Like literally today, chat, with you all, with your help. You guys are going to give me the text for the tweet. This will be all together, chat. Like literally all together. Okay? Here we go. So you guys can use this tonight if you want to. Oh my God, I need to show you something. All right, I need to calm down a little bit. But I'm going to show you still anyways. Watch this. Just watch this, chat. We are talking about 160 tests by default. 160 tests by default on this starter kit. I have rewrote every single test on this starter kit to give you atomic coverage, okay? It's literally every single character on this project is literally tested, okay? Every single little thing is tested on this project, all right? Every single little detail, it's fully tested, Okay, coverage, of course, 100%. You type dash dash coverage. Watch this. Go all the way top. A beautiful, nice 100% coverage, as you guys can see. As you guys can see. Defnul, thank you so much for the subscription. Tier 1, man. 3 months. Jesus Christ, man. Woohoo! And definitely saying the following, watching this instead of Primogen. Of course, dude. This is PHP, man. This is PHP, man. If I say no, you say PHP, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. All right. So I need to focus because I want to create some content for some YouTube video. So I kind of need to have, some pacing into this, okay? All right. So what this starter kit comes with is a fully rewrite of Laravel is starter kit. So let's click into app and let me show you everything in detail. The first thing I want to show you, and this is super exciting, is that we have an architecture on this starter kit fully based on actions. So you click on the actions folder, and everything, every single functionality you would see on the Laravel starter kit, the regular one, it's here as well, but using actions, meaning that the front end is the same, the features are the same, but the actual code that powers that front end, it's fully written with actions. Let me show you an example. Let's see, for example, how would you update the user using an action? And here we go, beautiful. You have a final read-only class with fully generic information on this array, and I'm allowed to update the attributes, but if you update the email, if it's not the same anymore, I'm going to set the email verified at with the option or with the value null, okay? With the value null. So we have a full architecture based on actions. Let's see another example. Let's click, for example, on the update user password. When people request to update the password, we have this beautiful this beautiful find read-only class that updates the user password. We have a handle method like every single action has, but we also are leveraging this sensitive parameter. We talked about this, chat. How important is this sensitive parameter to encapsulate or hide sensitive information from logs, okay? We're receiving the password of the user in plain text, and we are creating a hash version of that password. So this is an architecture fully based on actions that comes by default with this Laravel starter kit, but this is not the only thing, chat. This is not the only thing. Do you know what we have, chat? Do you know what we have as well? We have about 80 people on YouTube, but only 24 likes. I'm disappointed, chat. Honestly, I'm disappointed. Everyone on YouTube, 80 people. You guys go all the way down, and I want to see 80 likes on this video, okay? Click on the like button. I want to see 80 likes on this video. Come on, chat. 80 people watching, just 20 likes? Are you guys serious right now? Are you guys serious? This is not unacceptable. Honestly, not good PHP experience right here, man. Honestly, disappointed, chat. Disappointed. Come on, chat. Here we go. All right, what else we have? Because we have a full architecture based on actions, what else we have more? We are using those actions on the HTTP layer. Let me show you. I'm going to click on controllers, and let's, for example, click on this user password controller. Let's scroll all the way down, just like that, and watch this beauty. Watch this beauty. To update the user password, which is a very readable controller name, the user password, I'm going to call the update method with an update user request, just like that. The current user using the latest current user attribute, and then we call the update user password action with the password themselves. Beautiful, chat. Beautiful, 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 man. I know, man. I know. I'm sweating, honestly. This is just so many cool stuff right here. And look how beautiful this is, honestly. I have refactored all the views too. I need to show you, chat. I need to show you this, okay? So we talked about controllers. We talked about actions. What else do I want to show you here? Do I want to show you this? Yes, I want to show you this. I want to show you this. You guys know how fan I am of explicit models, especially how fan I am of this property read annotations. So just like my regular, the Blade version of this starter kit comes with property read annotations, this starter kit comes with that too. So we get to see all of the properties, explicit detail right here, so we can have PHP Stan, PHP Storm, all these editors fully happy with nice auto-completion out of the box. And if you go all the way down, just like that, you get to see fully typed annotations on this model, including this hidden array. Everything is fully typed, fully explicit, and it really just works. So this is models very identical of the initial starter kit I have worked on last week. So models, rules, services. What do I want to talk about this? Do I want to talk about services? Maybe not. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's talk about this. As you may know, this starter kit comes with Laravel Boost. We talked about that multiple times, how important use Laravel Boost to increase and expand your AI experience on Laravel. However, what I am included on this starter kit too is custom guidelines for Laravel Boost. So within .ai guidelines, you will find this beautiful custom-made rules by Nuno Maduro about how you should write your Laravel actions beautifully, just like that. Nice AI custom rules so you have nice actions in your projects. Bullet Governance saying GitHub repo started. Thank you. Stree Love is saying the following: do property read annotations completely replace fillable in casts? They don't. So property read annotations are one thing, fillables are another thing, and casts are another thing. I want to learn more. Thank you, dude. I appreciate. Devs Buddy is saying the following: like on controllers, other classes, I use log info ash make, otherwise be creeped inside Blade files. Ooh. So that's a carbon interface. Correct, Puyapal. That's a carbon interface. It uses a composer setup. Yeah, I need the chat. We have so much to talk about. 85 people on YouTube, but only 50 likes, chat. Disappointed, chat. Disappointed. Go all the way down and like this video, YouTube. Please, for the God's sake, man. For the God's sake. All right. So we talked about custom rules. Oh my God. Another thing you guys are not ready is this beautiful GitHub Actions script. Just watch this, okay? Just watch this. Besides, as you guys well know, we are executing the full test suite within this composer test. So on this composer test, we are going to have PHP Stan, Reactor PHP, Past PHP, all of this tooling running. We have full cache with PHP Stan and Reactor pre-configured on GitHub Actions, but on top of it, as you may well know, you may have browser tests running on the CI. If those browser tests fail, those failures will be uploaded for the artifacts of GitHub Actions, meaning that you can literally click and see screenshots of those failures, even if you are running on the CI, okay? So this is fully optimized so you can be insanely productive with this stuff, okay? With this stuff. PHP poetry, that's right. Okay, chat? Okay, so this is GitHub Workflows, which is insanely beautiful. So we talked about the app, we talked about GitHub Workflows. Do you want to talk about factories or migrations? Yes, I want to talk about factories and migrations. Let me show another example, chat. Something that you probably would find on Laravel starter kits is a bunch of if conditions here and there, because you might want to have two-factor authentication, you might not want to have that, or you may want to have XYZ or not. And what usually happen is that you end up with a bunch of if conditions within your own code. Conditions on the test suite, conditions on the Blade UIs, conditions on even on migrations. So what I have done is that I have removed all those if conditions, and I said everyone will be using email verified, everyone will be using two-factor authentication, meaning that I have moved the two-factor authentication columns into the base create users table. This is something that it doesn't happen with a Laravel start kit because you have literally 2 migrations. So here we have moved everything into a single schema, so you get to see exactly how your user table will look like on the base create users table, including 2-factor authentication or email verified at. Now, the best feature of the planet is included on this migration, meaning that none of the migrations have down method. And for that, I want everyone in the chat clapping for me. Come on, chat. Everyone clapping for Nuno right here, man. Bullet Guven, this uses composer setup. That's right, man. We're about to see that. Taylor Otwell contributed with that nice feature. We're about to see that. Shigara is saying the following actually makes sense. I feel lazy, so use the helper function. Sometimes helper functions are not that bad. I'm going to be honest. It really depends, okay? Canon is asking, when did you begin to work with PHP and Laravel? Probably 10 years ago. I want to learn more is saying the following. What happens when the browser tests fail on GitHub Actions? So you missed the explanation. Basically, I will upload the screenshot to something called GitHub Actions Storage, and then you can see the screenshot over there. It's literally a button away from you. Okay, a button away from you. Bruno, thank you so much for the clap. Anderson, thank you so much for the clap. Canada Raz and Defnu, back with snacks. Appreciate your support. Appreciate your support, Chad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so, migrations. Oh my God, we are getting into the best part, okay? We are getting into the best part. Let me open this because I want to demo this to you in the very nice and sexy way, chat. Okay? We are getting into one of the best parts. JavaScript pages. Oh my God, this is so sexy. Okay. Besides clean migrations, we also have the most elegant, clean Inertia pages. Okay? So, if you go to your controllers layer, you will find things like user controller, user email reset notification, user email verification, or potentially something like user password. Now, in the past, it might be complicated for you to immediately understand how you should name your Inertia pages, okay? And I don't want developers to think about that. I want this Inertia name page to be fully clear for everyone working on something. Okay, this is exactly what I've been working on this starter kit. So if you have an article controller, the Inertia page for the edit will be article edit. That's it. So what I have done on this beautiful starter kit is that for every single controller you find on this starter kit, you will have its corresponding folder as Inertia page. Meaning the following. If I go again into the user password, okay, and I have a create method, the only thing I have to do to find this page is that I'm going to go to user password and I have a create as well. Beautiful, simple. To create a user password is right here. If I want to edit my password, I'm going to go all the way down. And of course, the corresponding view will be right here. Just crudy by design. Crudy, beautiful crudy by design. Okay? As well, let's talk about 2-factor authentication. That's actually a good example. 2-factor authentication goes with the same logic, okay? So I'm going to go all the way down. I have user 2-factor authentication, a clear name, and then I'm going to go all the way down just like that, and I have this beautiful user 2-factor authentication show. So it's basically the controller name and the method on front of it, okay? So here we go. I go here, pages, 2-factor authentication, and show. Okay, beautiful, just like that. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? Renato is saying the following. What happens if the controller is not a page? Can you elaborate on it? Shiragi is saying the following. It's good for IDE. Of course, man. Yeah, I mean, I love the fact, looks clean, man, honestly. I also agree on that. I love the fact that if I'm going to create something like a user controller, okay, the Inertia blade view will be user create. That's it. You know, it's basically the controller name plus the method. It's kind of easy. If I go all the way down into the, let's see. Oh, here there's no more pages, but let's go, for example, into user profile. This is a good example. Okay? So if I have a user profile controller, the corresponding inertia page will be user profile, and because of the method is edit, this will be edit too. It's kind of super trivial. It's a logic super trivial. And honestly, we are entering, chat, this is important, okay? This is important. We are entering on this area of AI, and AI loves patterns. If your code is kind of the same all the time, your AI will be good generating that type of code too. This is kind of important, chat. If you guys put in place rules that every single folder, every single file follows those patterns, kind of consistency, AIs will love that. And what will happen is that if you guys now ask AI to generate a controller here, because every single controller is like final and read-only, the AI will follow. Okay, so because of this controller being final and read-only, in all of them are, the AI will follow. Because of every single inertia page starts with the controller name, all the AI will follow. Same goes with the edit, because they start to associate, okay, the method name is always the page name. So they love that. They love that, okay? And by the way, for all of you skeptic about AI, you guys need to use Cloud Code. Cloud Code is so good, chat, so good. Okay, so good. So what are you guys thinking so far about this starter kit, chat? Come on, tell me what you think so far about this starter kit. I think it's very exciting. What do you guys think so far? And I'm not done yet. I'm not done. I'm not done, chat. I'm not literally done. Oh my God. DevSpot is saying the following. This is a structure that typically in the past blade views were. Exactly, man. And I love that. I honestly love that. I honestly love just kind of how code used to be. So, thank you. Everyone's super happy about the starter kit, but we are not done, chat. We are not done, okay? We are not done. So let's click on the starter kit itself, and let me continue to show you some of the beauty of this starter kit, okay? So on the Blade starter kit, we talked about testing and how important is testing also for AI, okay? AI loves testing, and we love testing too. Now, one of the problems with the early starter kit I have developed is that there is not a lot to test. Okay, there is not a lot of features, so there is not a lot to test. However, with the Inertia starter kit, there is already a lot to test. We have an UI, we have reset passwords, we have log in, log out, we have two-factor authentication. There is a lot to test. So I have literally fully rewritten all of the Laravel starter kit test suite into something that fits my style. Okay, and today I want to show you that. Okay, I want to show you that. Let's start with feature controllers. Every single controller has its corresponding test file. Okay, so you don't have to come up with names. You don't have to invent names or whatever. The only thing you have to do is type your controller name and just chain the test PHP extension. That's it. So if you jump into the existing file structure, you click on app, and for example, HTTP controllers, you find controllers right here. The corresponding tests of these controllers will be fully mapped on the test suite. Okay? Let's click, for example, on this user profile controller. I have fully rewritten the entire test suite following atomic coverage. Like it's tested every single detail. Let me show you. So here, if we look into this, there is a couple of things we are doing, okay? We're obviously creating a user, which is obvious, but here I get to test as well the response, okay? So we are doing this literally all the time, and this is actually a better example. So from the route user edit, okay, I'm gonna patch the user itself. And one thing I'm testing on the response is not that only the user got updated, but I'm gonna also test the redirect response as well, okay? So I'm gonna repeat. Sometimes you might find on other test suites things like, okay, I'm gonna patch the user, then I'm gonna see if the user is like updated. But they kind of forget to test the response. Sometimes the user got updated, but you still have a 500. And this can happen on Laravel. So what you can do to mitigate this is that besides testing that the user got updated all the time, you also test the redirect response, that the Laravel got properly redirected to the edit button. Let's go all the way down and kind of see another example. This is another example, kind of the same. So here, I'm going to test if the resets email verification happens when the email change. So I have an old example email, and then I'm going to patch that to the new email. And besides testing the redirect response, I'm also testing that the email verified at got set to null. Not only that, chat. Not only that. So besides testing every single controller individually, we also have tests for every single action. So you click on unit, and you will find tests for every single action you may have on this system. Okay, so if we go, for example, into this, let's see, delete user test. Yeah, it's a good example. So we get to test everything individually on these actions, proper testing on every single action we find here. This is actually a very good example too. So the user may update this password. So we are creating an instance of the action, update the password, and we check if the password got updated behind the scenes. So every single action tested individually. Okay, individually. Yeah, man, you need to get into testing, man. You need to get into testing. It's beautiful, okay? By the way, chat, this starter kit was done in 2 days. We are very likely to release the version 0.1 because there is a lot to test to do, honestly. There is still a lot to do, okay? What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I'm also because I really care about testing, I'm actually adding tests on top of the, on top of what normally would be tested in the Laravel starter kit, including, for example, testing if the appearance controller work as expected. So setting, for example, the appearance to dark. Will I get the appearance dark on the next request? So everything is literally tested to the nail on this new starter kit, okay? So middlewares, actions, models, services, rules, everything is fully tested. And of course, comes as well with architectural testing from past PHP. This is beautiful, and I'm already using this for a new project, okay? This is beautiful, okay? Great question from Manav Silaya. It's saying the following: don't you need to test your React front end? Well, you do. That's why this starter kit comes as well with browser testing. Now, I didn't find the time yet to write some browser tests into this project. This is coming in the future. But what you can do with this starter kit is just write regular Laravel browser tests with past PHP v4. And this comes with a CI ready for it as well. And meaning that you can test your front end, your React front end, using regular PHP. Nothing better in the entire planet than testing JavaScript code with PHP. Okay? Nothing better. PHP for the win, chat. PHP for the win. Yesterday I went to yesterday, I'm going every day, but I went to this Irish pub and someone came to me and asked oh dude, what are you doing? Because I see you code on the Irish pub all the time. And I'm like, well, I'm doing PHP. Oh, you stuck with PHP? And I'm like, no, dude, literally, I'm doing PHP because I want to do PHP. I love PHP. And he was like, but PHP is blocking. And I was like, no, it's not. PHP FPM, asynchronous programming, we have all of that in PHP. Oh, but it's not typed. No, it is typed. It's fully typed, plus comes with PHP stand, which is the TypeScript of PHP. And the guy was surprised by how much PHP has involved, chat. Which is crazy. Anyways, chat, what do you guys think so far about this? I'm honestly sweating by how happy about the starter kit I am at the moment. Okay, a test suite is failing for some reason. Why is that? No comments found on the boost namespace. Wait, what? Okay, I may have to fix this, but I will check. Everyone loves PHP. I know, chat. I know. ADM, what's up from Kick? What are you doing? Okay, so we checked AI guidelines. We checked Boost as well. We checked workflows. We checked Juni. We checked the app itself. We checked the Bootstrap file. There's a small thing I have done on this starter kit, which is I've removed the up route. I actually don't like the up route of Laravel, so I've removed it. I don't think I want them on my project, so it doesn't come with an up route. Anyways, let's go all the way down and let's talk about testing a little bit more. Okay. Besides the ultra level strictness you will find on the regular Laravel PHP test suite, meaning that, again, just a reminder that this starter kit comes with fully strictness on testing. We are talking about Reactor PHP, Laravel Pint, PHP Stan. All that great stuff comes by default on this starter kit, level max. But besides this, I'm proud to say that we are bringing something more. What we are bringing as well is this same level of strictness for your React code. Are you guys ready? Let me show you. I'm going to click on this package.json, which is boom right here, and you will equally find full testing scripts like you would find on Composer, but on your TypeScript code. So if you type npm run lint, this will run ESLint plus Prettier, level max in both. On top of that, if you type test types, this will run TypeScript to check if your code is fully great on the JavaScript land. Now, even better, something that you may find here is that I'm going to show you on the composer.json, you will find that if you type composer lint, you are in fact running your PHP tooling, but also running the JavaScript tooling all the time. Meaning that if I go here to the terminal and I type clear and I type composer lint, this will run the linting stuff of PHP plus the linting stuff of JavaScript. Okay, you get the best of both worlds just right there. Composer lint done. Same goes if you type something like test types. This will run PHP Stan on the PHP land, but will run at the same time TypeScript on the JavaScript land. As you can see here, we are running PHP Stan, and just below this will run as well TypeScript, so you have beautiful code on the JavaScript too. I know, this is just great. I know, Shad, I know. You can go all the way down and put like on this video to really appreciate my work. That would really help, Shad. Okay. Now, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. If you type composer test, I'm proud to say the following. If you type composer test, this will run all of the linting tools or testing linting tools with the PHP world, but also the JavaScript, because linting is also running npm run test lint, meaning that literally composer test will run all of the PHP tooling plus all of JavaScript tooling. Everything, literally everything. Okay? Now, there is one surprise that I have for you all. One little surprise, Chad. So, as you guys may well know, I love being on top of dependencies, okay? I love using the latest and the greatest dependencies of the PHP world, but also being literally on the latest version in everything, okay? So for security reasons, but also to leverage all the power of PHP. Now, I'm bringing that as a script, basically, for the PHP side, but also for the JavaScript side, okay? That script comes on the composer.json, and it's called, let me show you, it's called update requirements, okay? So let me show you. You go to the console, just like that, and you type composer update requirements, okay? And what this beauty will do is the following. We'll call behind the scenes composer bump, which will bump all of the PHP dependencies. At the same time, we'll use a package, which I forgot the name, to do the same thing on the package.json. So we get as well the latest version of React, the latest version of whatever. Everything will be fully updated if you run this script, this beautiful script, chat. What do you guys think about this? Beautiful, right? One question from Saliva is saying the following: what do you think about ASCII pre-commit in lint stage? I think it's a great thing to think about. Okay. Mayan saying the following: Nuno, do you use AI to generate your tests? I'm gonna be honest, man. I use AI for coding today. I almost never type right now. AI is so honestly, I just type on streams at the moment because I'm using Cloud. I'm using like 3 sessions of Cloud Code all the time. That's my way of coding in today. Okay, that's my way of coding. Hey, Adrian, what's up, dude? Nice to see you, man. It's looking nice. Thank you. Edith is saying, what is your take on DSA? I have no idea what that is. Composer restart. Ooh, that's a sexy one. All right, chat. We are not done. I'm not done. I'm not done, chat. I'm not done. So if I go to my starter kit, in the past, you would see a bunch of commands, right? You have to type PHP artisan migrate. You would see, you have to type npm run build. However, I don't know if you guys noticed, Taylor Otwell literally released a new composer setup that you may use, meaning the following. If I go all the way down, to have this script running or this starter kit running locally, the only thing you have to do is run this composer create project command. Then you cd into the app itself, you type composer setup, and this will prepare everything, meaning that npm dependencies, PHP dependencies, kind of running all the assets and everything. And finally, you just have to type composer dev, and this will beautifully start your project locally. That's it. Tony is asking 3 sessions on Cloud Code. Why? Because I want a session to solve regular problems. I want another session to work on the feature I'm working on at the moment. And, just basically 3, sometimes even more, honestly. Rove Security Advisors is missing. Can you pull request that, dude? I would love to see that. Eagle is saying the following: Nuno, have you generated your TypeScript types from this PHP resources? So I use Wayfinder, which comes with a bunch of types as well. I think it's Wayfinder, yeah. That's just basically generating a bunch of types in my code. Grenade46 saying the following: do you use Vue on React? I just use React at the moment. Nikolai Conrad is saying, hi, what's up, dude? Welcome to the live stream. Okay, so chat. This is my Laravel starter kit Inertia React version. Is a ultra strict, super type safe, probably the best of the best you will find on the PHP industry. Okay? If you want to use this, the link to this project will be on the first comment below. The pinned comment will contain the link for this project. Please put a like on this video if you enjoyed this work, and have fun with Laravel and PHP. Brew. All right, chat. Next step is actually releasing this shit. Next step is actually releasing this shit, chat. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, chat. Okay, I think I didn't forget anything. Well, we talked about... Yeah, I think I didn't forget anything. I did. I actually did. Well, we didn't talk about this. Do you want to talk about this? I don't think I do. Nah, not sexy enough. No sexy enough. What is RTL, dude? I have literally no idea. We're not using resources in Inertia. Hey, Canada Raz. Catch you next time, man. Nikolai Conrad is saying the following: never used Inertia before. Does it require Node in production? It doesn't. It does not. Inertia is a PHP package. I might require Inertia if you want to use SSR, I think. Okay, chat? All right, it's time to release this. What do we have to do? This is literally failing for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but should I remove the boost update? Maybe I will remove this because there is no composer.lock, which kind of sucks. Yes, Inertia SSR requires Node. Yes. All right, chat. Let's actually work a little bit on this and get this out and released. Let's type composer update here. Something I need to work on is the test suite is failing because the boost update command requires the composer.lock. So let's go into composer.json and let's remove the boost update for now. I think I don't want that to be blocking. Okay, I don't want that to be blocking to my release. So let's remove the log file. Let's type here git add-p commit, and then we'll fix this later, I think. -m sure removes boost update command. Okay, that's done. Let's go to the README, and we do need to update a little bit the README. So we have here on the all the way top, this Laravel starter kit is the Inertia React version of the original. I think we can do this better. Let's do this like this. Inertia and React, this project, and we just give here the link to this project itself. Okay, and Blade version is within my regular starter kit. Okay. All right, let's do it this way. Let's add this via link, actually, just like that. And we can now remove this, and let's make this bold. And let's do the same thing here. Bam, 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 and copy paste this shit all the way here. There we go. Okay, so we have this. Now we can remove this. So we have the Inertia React version, which is this project right here. And let's commit this stuff. So I'm going to type shore adjust link repos. Adjust link repos. I'm going to copy this stuff because something we need, though, is having this on the top of the blade one. So I'm going to edit this and do this. But now I'm going to move the blade all the way top and say that the blade is this project. Okay. Something is wrong with this. Here we go. I'm going to commit this stuff. And here I'm going to fix the missing... Wait, what? Oh, it's missing here. Interesting. Git add-p, add link to the repos. Beautiful. Okay. I know. Thanks, DevsBa. It's fixed. Thank you. All right, chat. The next step is actually adjusting a little bit the README to include as well some of the features we provide on this starter kit. By the way, chat, just out of curiosity, if you have to start the project tomorrow, would you use the Blade version of my starter kit, or would you use the Inertia React version of it? I'm going to answer you honestly. If I'm building something truly simple, and I'm going to very likely use the Blade version. If I'm using something that requires a dashboard, authentication, login, log out, XYZ, I would use the Inertia React. By the way, chat, the Livewire version is probably coming too. Okay, Adrian in Backward Snacks is probably coming. It's very likely that we are going to have this version of this starter kit, but on the Blade side. Pretty much everyone on Twitter, on YouTube, chose React in Inertia, but a lot of people too, especially on Twitch, they choose Blade in Livewire. This does not surprise me, honestly. Livewire is awesome too. Okay, so we have this. This is good. Why this starter kit? I think this is beautiful. Here we need to include Ractor, PHP Stan. Let's add here ESLint and pre-tier. Okay, type coverage, every method, property parameter is explicitly typed. Okay. Immutable first architecture, this can stay. Fill first philosophy, this can stay. Automatic code quality review, this can stay as well. Better Laravel defaults, this can stay. I feel like here we need to talk about actions. So let's type here fully actions oriented architecture. Every operation is encapsulated in a single action class. Beautiful. CRUD by design. This is important too. Standardized CRUD operations for all resources and inertia pages. Front-end scaffold. Beautiful. Why not to use Biome? So I use ESLint in Prettier. The reason why I don't use Biome is that I don't have enough experience with Biome yet. So I don't know if it's better than my setup with the ESLint in Prettier. Let me know what you think. I don't know, man. If you guys think it's better, it's worth discussing a little bit. Brefdev is saying the following: the new -- type coverage is fast locally. You need to shift to past v4. Past v4 comes with type coverage 3 times faster, I think. Adrian is saying that the pull request for the security advisors is just one line. Add security advisors. So, Adrian, will this run on CI too? will this run on CI, this little script, or is just something that just runs when I type composer install? Oh, okay. Well, let's include this. Let's actually make a segment for YouTube about this too. This starter kit also comes with security advisories from Rove. You guys may not know this, but every single time you type composer update, if you have this package installed, it will check all your projects, all your package dependencies you have, and check if there is any problems what concerns security with those dependencies. This is something you must absolutely have in your Laravel starter kit too. I want to see this in Action Agent though. Let me see. Let me type here, merge pull request, pull this locally and see how it goes. So I assume I type git pull, and then if I type composer update, that thing will run. Let me see. So it will run right now, I assume. Is this the output, Adrian? No security vulnerability advisories found? Or is on composer install? Oh, wait, what? I'm confused. I have to read the package. Oh my god, I shouldn't have merged this. I have to literally run this shit. I think that's it, honestly. I just have to run this and that's it. Yeah, that small segment should work. Can you pin the GitHub link for this project? Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. Well, if I know how to pin this, how do I pin something? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Here we go, chat, fully pinned. Bam, gonna do the same on Twitter. For 60 minutes. I think it's pinned as well. Okay. All right, chat. So we have full actions-oriented architecture. Every operation is encapsulated in a single action file. Curly by design, standardized CRUD operations for all resources, for all controllers, and Inertia controllers, actions, and Inertia React TX pages. Or just say pages for now. Are you using Fortify? Yes, I'm using Fortify. So if you go into app service provider, here we go. Fortify is right here. Okay. All right, chat. I think it's moment to release this. Did I forgot anything? Let me know. So we talked about this stuff is good enough. I guess we missing a line about boost. Did I talk about boost anywhere? No. AI guidelines, integrated AI guidelines to assist on maintaining code quality and consistency. Yeah, that's good. So we talked about actions, enums, controllers, middlewares. Oh, we can talk about testing. Yeah, we didn't talk about enough about testing. So we can say full testing suite. More than 150 tests with 100% code and type coverage using past. Even though I think I have talked about that. Code coverage. Let's just mention code coverage. All right, chat. You guys ready to have me release this? I think it's the moment, chat. I think it's the moment. All right, let's do it. So we have the README ready to go. Here we talk about Laravel Starter Kit, Inertia React. Here we talked about this. We talked about this, verify installation. We don't need this, I think. Composer dev. This is basically the same script as before. Update requirements is here. Laravel Starter Kit, Inertia. React was created by Nuno Maduro with the Nuno Nation. So let's do it. You have browser testing as well too. All right, cool. This is done. I'm going to type git add -p, and I'm going to type sure adjust documentation. We cannot have a composer.log. That's important. We cannot have a composer.log. Let's type commit-m, sure, adjusts documentation, and push this. That's done. We need to tag it. So let's go here into the UI and create a new release. Let's select a tag. I don't think I want this to be, well, let's just do it as a v1 and fuck it. And then if there is bug fixes, you guys need to pay attention, especially to auth stuff and two-factor authentication. All this code is new, so, you know, just let me know if you find anything a little bit sketchy, okay? This is MIT, so, you know, the person is fully liable or for any problems, but still. Okay, so this will be first version. Okay. I think that's it. Let's see if the CI is passing. It should. Let's wait for the CI to pass, just in case. Woof, woof, woof. Let's start writing the tweet. We need to work on that. Ooh, not this. This. All right. Proud to announce my by Inertia React, and then let's include some words you guys love, like ultra strict and type saved. Proud to announce my Inertia ultra strict and type saved Laravel starter kit. I've just we can talk about actions maybe. Why can we not have this strictness into the official starter kit? Because not everyone is into it, you know? For me, it works, but for a lot of people, they actually don't like this level of strictness. I don't know what you guys think. Like, maybe some of you don't like this level of strictness too. Write on the chat if you prefer strict code or you rather have more relaxed code. Write on the chat what do you prefer. In my use case, I mean, I prefer everything strict, level max everything, but you know, some people don't. Let's include some of this wording. Yeah, you see, some people here, well, most of the people here prefer strict, but these are also people who prefer a little bit more relaxed. You know, it's perfectly acceptable. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I understand why you guys like relaxed programming. It's fine, honestly. It's okay too. It's not like people tend to, especially people who prefer strict code, they tend to, you know, portray that if people are not using this, they are writing bad code. It's not the case. It's just different. That's it. It's just different. Fully actions-oriented architecture, CRUD by design on controllers plus Inertia pages. Just a piece of art. Enjoy. Okay, let me run this on ChatGPT real quick, just in case, chat. Just in case. All right, so this is the response from ChatGPT. Let's make sure this doesn't look like AI. Proud to announce my Inertia React starter ultra type safe Laravel starter kit. Let's include here Laravel. Fully actions oriented architecture, CRUD by design and controllers Inertia pages. More than, I think we should talk about like how many tests do we provide on this package. Is the test suite happy now? Better be. Yeah, it is. Cool. More than 150 tests with 100% type coverage using past. More than 100%, 150. Just a piece of art. Yeah, beautiful. Enjoy. And here will be the link. All right, so this is done. we can go here and actually type a first version of this stuff. Let's do it. Again, chat, I really feel the starter kit will improve a lot in the next week or two. So you guys may use this right now, or just wait 2 weeks and then we'll come with browser testing and many other things that I will include on this starter kit. Okay. So version 1 is out. We can now go here. Here we go, the link for you all. Now I need your help, man. I'm going to tweet this stuff. If you guys want to help, you can retweet it, okay? Did I forgot anything? Let me see. I don't have a social preview. Do I want to work on a social preview? I don't think I want. Let's not do a social preview. That's like lame. Enjoy. Okay. I think that's it. Enjoy, and we can include here a shield or whatever. Like that. Bam. Just a piece of art. Enjoy. All right, here we go. Woof. So that's out. Fuck yeah. Let's go, Shep. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Got another advice is asking if I'm open to new features. I think will depend. I think will depend on those features. But maybe, okay? Maybe. Just propose me the idea before actually spending time coding it, okay? I don't have experience with Docker. I'm going to be honest with you. So I don't know. Siliva is saying, what about we ask user when creating a new Laravel project if it needs strictness or not? Well, on this starter kit, I don't think it makes sense to talk about that because I make this starter kit for me. So this starter kit, for example, comes with two-factor authentication by default, comes with, verify email by default. This basically comes with a bunch of defaults that is not that on the regular Laravel starter kit. Same goes with testing, There is not if conditions that check features on testing, but they will be just there. All right, so we have done an announcement here. We may have to do it as well on the other social medias, but this was very successful work right here, Shad. Very successful work. But yeah, the plan as well, Chat, once I do have to write some tests for this stuff that are missing, especially browser testing. But one of the goals I have for this project too is kind of understanding what I will port into the Livewire version of it. It's very likely that we are going to end up porting a lot of stuff. Miller Aaron is saying, Nuno, can you check my question from earlier? Oh, I cannot find it anymore, man. Can you type it again, please, if you don't mind? Appreciate. Carlson is saying the following. I have to paint experience more. Andrew Couch is saying the following. That's true, but it's always different learning alone versus working in a professional setting. It's kind of important networking while you are working in software engineer, because basically you need to understand what is your level and what do you have to learn. If you are working alone, unless you check things like Laracasts or whatever, it's kind of difficult. Miriam is saying the following, how you do coverage on herd. I think it just comes by default. There is an option on Laravel herd to enable coverage. I have herd pro, so it might be something that doesn't come by default with herd, the free version. By the way, chat, do not forget about that. If you enjoyed this starter kit, go all the way down and like this video. And on top of that, if you want to see my latest video on YouTube, which is right here, a new Rector for PHP extension for Laravel is actually out. If you want to see more about that, I'm going to send you this link and you guys can see that too. If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to put like on that video as well. Okay? So yeah, I think that's it for today's chat. Unless you guys want to chat a little bit, I'm done for that. Backwoods Next is saying the following. Nuno, I opened a pull request for that for past PHP. I would love to know what do you think of the feature. Yeah, can you send me the link, Backwoods Next? Broadcast Junior, thank you so much for the 100 bits on Twitch. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, you cannot send links anymore? Send me a Discord message and I will check that. Yeah, we blocked links just because some people were coming here and posting bad links for everyone. So we kind of had to avoid that. Oh, here we go. Adrian just posted a link. Let's see. But by the way, chat, let me just double check if I haven't forget anything before jumping into other topic. So this stuff we talked about even on the video. Vector PHP for PHP itself, but also for Laravel. Pint is the same one. PHP unit is the same one as the regular starter kit. I think it's fully, it's out, it's released. We good to go, Shab. We good to go. So let's see what is this? Debug callback. Oh man, this is deep into the expectation API. I cannot check this on stream. It's too heavy, man. It's too heavy. I will check that after the stream, okay? Francisco Barrento is saying the following: Nuno, when you will Nuno, when will you consider to follow a more modular approach? Never. I don't think modular approaches work well with Laravel in the sense that typically, this will sound a little bit, I don't know how it will sound, but typically people, when they come with modular approaches, things like DDD for Laravel and whatever, they just simply don't know what they are saying. They never developed the real Laravel project. That's why they suggest Laravel and modular approach and XYZ. I feel like if you go outside of the regular Laravel folding structure, you are literally killing the best features Laravel offers you. Let's think a little bit about the example of the repository pattern, right? If you want to use a repository pattern, like the strict repository pattern, you can no longer use model round binding, which is one of the best features in Laravel. That's just one example. And typically in Laravel, if you want to follow, for example, DDD to the word, you will lose a lot of the great features that Laravel provides. Some go with modular approaches, Francisco Barrento. I think it's a bad idea overall. Okay? That's just what I think. Of course, some people may have a different opinion, but, Carlson is saying the following. I have zero IT education. That's no problem, man. Honestly, things like Laracas are literally better than universities. This will find, some people may not tell you that, but literally Laracas is probably better than most of the universities on IT. At least for real world programming, is just the best. Psycho is saying the following. Hi, Nuno. I would like to know how you divide tasks amongst the team you develop with Inertia by feature, backend, and frontend. Well, typically it's by feature, meaning that, for example, on Laravel Cloud, we have a team with a lot of people, and there is a lot of features to be developed on the backlog. So typically it's like, one person is developing the feature A, so Inertia plus backend. The other person is developing another feature, which is Inertia in backend too. So we are all full stack as well. The only thing that some members on the team, including me, cannot do is Tailwind CSS, or better, I can do Tailwind CSS, but not pixel perfect Tailwind CSS. So for that, we have other people to handle those situations. Okay. Backward Snacks is saying the following. I am just not sure if I was able to explain what I was dealing with and why I wanted it. Basically, I'm running into this flaky test, and I wanted to be able to repeat the tests and only run the callback if the tests fail. You can literally do a try catch on the expectation. That's it. You repeat the test multiple times using the repeat method, and then you just try catch the exception. And that's it. Canada Rise is saying the following. I agree 100% about Laracas. They should be registered as a university. Absolutely, man. Honestly. Absolutely. Let me put here some music for all of us. Bam, 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 bam. Let's put some low-fi. Here we go. Hip-hop. Introvert radio. There we go. Yeah, man, regarding universities, that is just what I think. Most of the universities these days, they are just scam, basically. At least not all of them, but some of the universities are literally scam at the moment. Psycho is saying thanks. Thank you, man. Thank you for making that question. Ooh, great question from Kisa. It's saying the following. How about ultra strict filament? Ah, man, I don't have plans for that at the moment. Not at the moment for ultra strict filament. No sound on YouTube? What do you mean? Oh, I forgot to enable... one second. I forgot to enable deeper. How about now? Okay, how about now? Should be good now. Carlson is saying the following. What is better to choose when I want to build a CLI tool to manage environments and deploys? Is it better to use Laravel or better to use Laravel 0? So if you want to build an application, a CLI application that you are going to share among coworkers and you want to also potentially share across environments, the best is Laravel 0. So Laravel 0 gives you the possibility of building the full application in isolation and literally copy-pasted it if you want to. But on top of that, we just recently added documentation to export the file as a binary, meaning that you can have builds for Windows, Linux, and it will work without even PHP itself. It's a self-contained Laravel 0 application that includes PHP as well, and it will work on any operating system. This is a great feature, by the way, of Laravel 0. Yeah, there is no plans at the moment to provide a starter kit for Filament. The reason it's because I just don't use a lot of Filament these days, you know. I think Filament is great, is a great admin panel, but it's kind of rare that I use Filament, you know. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys use Filament all the time? It's just, for me, it doesn't happen often. I have a few projects with Filament at the moment, but not all of them. Yeah, here we go. You know, a lot of people saying no, a few others saying yes, but it's just basically something that I just don't use all the time. FaceNam is saying the following. I have tried to use it, but I just love to build everything myself. Dude, if you want actually just a regular admin panel, you probably should use for Filament. You should go for Filament immediately. You should basically only not use Filament if you don't want an admin panel in Laravel. Canal Raz is saying it depends. Ooh. Agent is saying the following. What exception would be in past the try catch? Well, you would call try and then expect XYZ and then catch expectation failed exception. You can also catch throwable if you want to, and then you have everything. Hey Eden, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. By the way, if you just arrived, chat, we just officially announced my new starter kit. It's a fully strict starter kit with Inertia and React. You know, kind of the React in Inertia version of it. If you guys want to have fun with it, here we go. Here's a tweet of the announcement of my new starter kit, a Laravel ultra strict type safe starter kit. Okay. I also have published a new YouTube video about reactive PHP for Laravel. So if you guys want to check that out, here we go. Keith is saying that using Filament cause not good design front end. What do you mean? Can you elaborate a little bit? Backends Next is saying the following. I just need to be able to DT a bunch of variables. Yeah, just do the try-catch approach. That will just work. Lifecycle is saying the following. Did you use any DTO here? I have not, but I plan to. I do plan to use potentially a DTO on that starter kit. I did not because of time. I had literally 2 days to build this and I couldn't waste more time on this project. They might come. So actually, I'm going to tell you what. Do I actually want that? I may. Let's do the following. Create a new issue here, suggesting why do you think DTOs should be on this project? And then let's see what the community thinks. I don't think everyone loves DTOs and actions. You know, I think some people think DTOs are just overkill. because you don't need DTOs for be fully type safe. So, you know. Victor Sanchez is saying, I don't use React though. Ah, man, it's very unlikely that I develop the Vue version of it. You know what? What you can do, great opportunity for open source, is that you can fork this repo, leverage the entire backend, and just rewrite the Vue part. Tony is asking the following: how do you handle over 50 million records, MySQL or Postgres? So at the moment, I'm using Postgres for everything. Because Postgres is a little bit ahead at the moment of MySQL. We have resources and models. Why use DTOs? They are totally different things. Resources are for API responses. Models are just for the domain layer. DTOs is the layer to communicate between controllers and actions. DTOs are one thing, value objects are other things. That's a discussion for another day, I think. Greenspace is saying, I'm working on the Vue version. Here we go, man. Greenspace, can you go to Twitter and tweet about that? Maybe quote this tweet and say that I'm currently working on the Vue version. It will be out in the next couple of days, and then I will just retweet it. FaceName is saying, I started to learn React. Yeah, man, React is easy, I would say. React is easy to learn. Brackets next is saying, DTOs on large objects are collections on small objects. I think like if I were to use DTOs on this project, I would just use it all the time, you know? No question. How to use a policy in Inertia? I'm not a fan of policies. I hate policies, you know? I give an attempt to policies on this last project I have worked on. It was a horrible mistake. Policies are just a mistake. I hate them. Well, let's not say hate, chat. I just don't like them. Canada Rise is asking if I use Wayfinder on this project. Yes, this project comes with Wayfinder. We are using fully Wayfinder on this project. Spatie Permissions is a great project, but I don't have the need for that all the time. No, don't use hate, man. Hate is not a good word. You can say I'm a little bit skeptic about that, for example, or it didn't work out for me. Hate is a, is a mean word, I think. FaceName is saying the following: I learned PHP and Laravel first for full stack, but I can see that React is very popular, useful for full stack. Absolutely, man. Look, I feel like the perfect stack at the moment is either Laravel. Laravel is like the foundation of the perfect stack, And I see a lot of times people on Twitter saying something like, this is the perfect stack for the JavaScript world, and they just mention like fucking 20 tools. And for me, I think like I use Laravel and it has all of that. But for my front end, then I go with Livewire or React. I use Airback if I were to, to do permissions. How do you handle permissions in any Laravel app? I use form requests or authorization method. So form requests in Laravel, if you go to form requests in Laravel, they literally provide you, which by the way, we also migrated everything. Oh, I forgot about that. Jesus Christ. I migrated. I do want to talk about that. I think I do. Yeah. 1 second, chat. Oh no, I lost the energy. Fuck. All right, let's talk about that. Besides a fully architecture based on actions, we also migrated everything into form requests. So sometimes on other starter kits, you might find inline. What the fuck? You may find inline I cannot say the word. Inline validation. Sometimes you may find inline validation on other projects. On this starter kit, every single validation is done on form requests. So I have literally moved every piece of validation into a regular form request, and you will find everything on this public function rules. Okay? Now, to answer your question, to answer your question about how do I perform authorization, I do use the authorize method on form requests. So if I were to know if this user has access to this project or application, for example, I would have an authorize method here. Eministence, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. Canada Raz is saying, I like middleware for permissions. Well, honestly, I use middleware for global permissions, you know? Like, if the user needs to be verified, I would use middleware. Like, this kind of global permissions that do not go to the model level, I probably would use a middleware. Form requests for the win, yeah. I use them all the time too, I know. Yusen is saying, how do you optimize eloquent queries in large systems? So, you know, it really depends, man. Honestly, I typically can do everything using eloquent queries, because the problem is usually the actual database. Like, indexes are missing, or potentially the database is not denormalized. The problem is never like, sometimes Povilas said that to optimize eloquent, he would just use raw queries. I rarely, if ever, use raw queries. I don't think I ever use raw queries, ever. I use always eloquent queries. What about if you have to authorize access in several actions? Well, I don't use authorize methods on actions, so it's again something that I only do on form requests, okay? Eministence is saying the following, Nuno, when are you doing a room makeover? Dude, my dream for the next couple months is rent a studio where I will have like a full setup for me, because this shit of streaming on the room is kind of lame, you know? I'm just tired of being on my room, on the place that I do sleep, streaming. Doesn't make any sense. So my dream is now have a full studio for me with a bunch of good equipment, you know? If you guys want to see that, put like on this video and subscribe my channel, retweet all my videos. That's the best way you can help. Sazab is saying the following, what is your favorite Laravel package? Ooh, that's, you know, that's a difficult question. What is my favorite Laravel package? Do I have an answer for that? Let me see. Well, does first-party packages count? If yes, I love Pint. What else? Of course, I love Past as well. I think Socialite is overrated. Yeah, Socialite is probably one of the most overrated packages. Socialite, fuck yeah. It just works, man. It's kind of impressive how well it works. When are you even a real streamer without glowing triangles? Oh my god. I think like what I really would love to have is literally a place where, you know, I could just basically redo everything on that place. I don't have to be careful about noise. I don't have to be careful about lighting. Everything will just be set up front. That's my dream. Will be a studio for sure. I don't have an extra room at home, so I have a very minimal life, meaning that I have a bed, I have a laptop, I have a TV, and that's it. Like, I have literally a one-room apartment. I like the freedom of having a small house and a small place to live, with nothing, basically. Like, cleaning my room is the fastest thing in the planet, because there is nothing. You know, I don't know if your room is like, you know, something big, but my house, for example, is just nothing at all. Apple authentication is a nightmare for developers. I think Spassy has developed a package for that, don't you think? I think. Carlson is saying the following, eloquent for large is badly better to use DP facade for 1 million records if we write to the DP. The thing is that you would never handle 1 million records at once. You would always like, paginate those updates basically, or paginate those gets. You would never fetch 1 million records. In general, working with your database without a limitation is always a mistake. Basically, if you are getting something from the database, knowing that potentially that table will be big, getting that without limitation or without pagination is always a mistake, okay? So I always work with pagination or cursor pagination or with limitations while doing my queries, like the latest 20, for example. Yusen is asking, what skills do you think separate a mid-level developer from a senior one? Great question. So I think like a bunch of juniors and mid-level developers, they tend of focusing on code only. That's why when people come to me and mention things like single responsibility principle and shit like that, it's just basically, it's only arguments that would come from a junior or from a mid-level developer. So I think like mid-level developers or juniors, they tend to focus on this coding aspects that literally are not that important, and a senior developer or potentially a staff developer, they typically focus more on the product itself. They truly care about the product and about the user experience. So basically like juniors care about solving a problem. Seniors or staff, they care about if the problem should be solved to begin with. This is a huge mistake that software engineers make in general, especially junior ones, is that they enjoy problem solving. They enjoy the gamification of problem solving. And staff developers, I'm a staff developer at the moment at Laravel, they care about, okay, should this problem be solved to begin with? Do my product need this feature? What feature is important first? So if you guys really want to involve as a software engineers, this is something to keep in mind. Just bypass those discussions that do not matter and focus on real stuff. Appreciate the person who is clicking on the like button on YouTube hardcore at the moment, literally making my phone lagging at the moment. Yertny stands and saying the following: I just bought a 3-bedroom apartment, or in the living room, in the kitchen. It's probably my next step, honestly. I'm going to buy just a bigger house and that's it. I have the money at the moment, so I may just do it. By the way, chat, we have about 66 people watching on YouTube, but only 80 likes. So go all the way down and like this video if you are enjoying this conversation with me. Okay? I love hertz. You can send them as much as you want. Yeah, when you are a senior developer or a staff developer, you just know how when the code stinks, And you don't need to mention principles like solid or whatever. That's something that people, only do if they came out of college. Rich Nuno. I'm not rich, dude. I just have a very minimal life. That's it. I don't have expenses, so that's why it's kind of easy for me now to have a house, Dev's buddy saying the following: I only managed to buy a land. Yeah, man. Hopefully you'll be able to get a house soon over there. Bernardo is making the following question. Hi Nuno, quick question. With the way you pass inputs to actions through request validated, what happens if the validation errors? So if the validation errors, the action will never be called to begin with because it fails on the form request. Let me show you an example. So I'm going to click here. Let's see. Let's go to the example where the user is able to update his password. So I'm going to click on controllers, user password controller. Let's go here to the update. So you see this action, it's being called with a new password that the user should use. However, that action will never be called because this form request will take care of the validation, Laravel through IOC container will only allow the code to move forward if the request is valid. If it's not, it will never actually hit this line. Okay. Wait, what? What is this? Check out past shop and to support the Nuno project. Is that what that comes from? Is that a new thing? Well, the shop is not a new thing. It's out there. Which, by the way, I'm doing a new item soon. So the story... Wait, what? It is broken? Why is this not working? Like, what the fuck? Why I cannot see items? 503. Ho ho! Someone is having problems. Fourth wall. Come on, man. Honestly, I'm losing money because of you. Fourth wall is actually having problems as we speak right now. Oh my god. Anyways, you have to trust me. On this shop, there is literally t-shirts and many other things. What is funny about this is that this shop was set up by my brother, and every time we do a little bit of money on this shop, we go for food together. We have a nice steakhouse. So every time we do any money with this, we just go for a full steakhouse. Fourth wall is under maintenance. They might be, like, honestly. Did they have a status page? Because it's broken. Fourth wall status page. Oh, I don't think they have a status page at the moment. Only my shop is down, not this one, for example, which is weird. Anyways. Ernan is saying that he can see the pictures. Oh, really? Maybe it's fixed already, no? No, it's not. Maybe it's something in Portugal. Let me try to open with Firefox. No, it's broken in Portugal, 1000% sure. Anyways, here's the shop for everyone. Here we go. Sometimes some of you guys like to actually support my work through Twitch donation or YouTube members. One of those times what you can do is, instead of doing that, you can just buy an item on this shop. And this is a t-shirt about Past and a sweat about Past 2. There is also flip-flops. And then you get to support my work still, but you get merch at the same time, which is much better. Yeah, I think it's broken at the moment. It's just broken. That's it. Oh, great question from Usain. Is saying the following: how do you handle versioning backward compatibility for public APIs built with Laravel? So I'm going to tell you a secret, chat. Top secret. Top secret. When building APIs, I rarely release the v2 of that API. Meaning that, of course, the prefix of the API will always be v1. No matter if I don't plan to release the v2, the v1 is kind of always the prefix of my API. But I never actually reached a project where I had to release the v2. So I always make the v1 backwards compatible, okay? However, if you are fully changing your project, there is different entities and things like that, what you can do is to release the v2 of that API. Meaning that the SDKs that are still on the v1 can still hit the v1 and work as expected. But the new SDK you are providing to your customers, or the new documentation you're providing for your customers, will still work under the v2 version. Now, what you can do in the future as well is set a deprecation date or set a retirement date for the v1. You say something like this: today we are releasing the v2 API of our product. However, in 2 years, we are totally, putting down the v1 version of my API. Okay, so that's how I, kind of work with APIs at the moment. Yeah, I think the website is just broken. That's it. Salia is saying, I have introduced the current route. Oh my god. I have seen that pull request and it is fucking beautiful, by the way. PHP Stan loves that. I really appreciate you have done that pull request, man. Thank you, thank you. By the way, chat, I don't know if many of you are on Twitter at the moment. if you are on Twitter, if you like to, see a little bit of I'm going to send you. Well, this is not me. It's Nuno Maduro. Here we go. If you guys want to, connect on Twitter, on Instagram, I'm going to send you my Instagram. Here we go. I don't know if many of you are on Instagram, but if you are on Instagram by any chance, connect on me on Instagram. And, sometimes I publish stuff here. For example, today I have... Can I click on this? No, I cannot see the story. Okay, well, today, for example, on Twitter, I have published this video, but I actually do this kind of videos on Instagram. What's up, everyone? It's Nuno here. I have just finished the gym, and we have live stream in an hour about my new strict Inertia React Starter Kit. See you on YouTube. What's up, everyone? It's Nuno. So if you guys like this kind of content on my Instagram, this is where I do more content like this. Okay. Ian in Sense is saying, which is better for you, donation to PayPal or buying merch with taxes and stuff? So I don't accept donations on PayPal precisely to have to pay taxes, I don't do, stuff through PayPal or stuff aside. I literally go, every income I have goes through taxes and through my company. So, so if you want to support my work, you can do it through donations, but you can also, do a regular buying a merch. I think it's the best option. What car do I drive here? So I have a Citroen C3. Do you know which car that is? Let me show you. Citroen C3. I have this car. It's more like this, honestly. It's a small car, but I like it. You're welcome, Saliva. You're welcome. How many taxes do you pay in Portugal? 60%. 50 to 60%. It's horrible, man. It's literally horrible. That's why in Portugal, like, once you reach a certain level of money, you just don't care about making more because everything goes to taxes anyways. So, I know, it's like 50 to 60% goes to taxes. António Abreu Filho is saying the following. Can you speak Portuguese? Como é que você tá, amigo? Tudo bem? Jordy is saying the following. I think I heard you say earlier in the podcast that you preferred Vue. Not me. So Jeffrey Way prefers Vue. I do prefer React. What do you do besides work and gym? I can tell you exactly my routine. A lot of people have been asking me for this. I may do a segment about this, actually. 1 second. A lot of people have been asking, how do I manage my time? Like, how can I manage to stream, but also publish new packages, maintain my open source work, plus working for Laravel, XYZ. So I don't have... So let me explain you how my day looks like from Monday to Friday, like how exactly my day looks like, okay? I wake up about 10. In between 10 and 3 p.m., I make sure I have 2 meals so I can go to the gym with a lot of energy, okay? Between 10 and 3 p.m., I work for Laravel. So I do regular work at Laravel. And, so that would be, working on Laravel projects or working on Laravel open source, okay? So between 10 and 3 p.m., I work for Laravel, but I also make sure to have 2 full meals so I'm fully energized for my gym. Between 3 and 4:30, I go to the gym. This happens typically 3-4 times a week. And when I come back from the gym, it depends. So if I'm on stream days, I go stream, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. If I am on non-stream days, I go editing some videos. So I prepare, so all the videos you guys see here, you may think this stuff, let me show you. So all the videos you guys see here, you may think this stuff is like 10 minutes. It's not. It's like fucking 4 hours, honestly. Means downloading the stream, cut the good best moments, and it just takes forever, okay? So when I'm not streaming, I'm literally preparing these videos, okay? Then I go dinner. And typically after dinner, I tend to go to this Irish pub I have close to my home, or I tend to work at home, but I finish my Laravel hours. Okay, that typically goes until 1 a.m., 2 a.m. sometimes, but I tend to finish my Laravel hours. Between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., I do some gaming, typically Counter-Strike, or I'm with my wife a little bit as well. Dinner time, I'm also with my wife, of course. And that's it. There we go, and I sleep 7 hours a day. That's it. I kind of wish I was able to sleep more than 7 hours a day, because sleeping is very important because of the gym. But I just sleep 7 hours a day, typically 6:30 even sometimes, which is not ideal, but it's just what I'm dealing with at the moment. Citroën is a Lambo. No, it's not. But I don't like fancy cars. I like very regular cars. I don't care about cars, basically. I like to have a very expensive laptop, but I don't care about my car, honestly. Houston is saying the following: How would you migrate legacy monolith Laravel app into microservices architecture while minimizing downtime? I wouldn't do microservices in general. Microservices are, not always, but typically a mistake, I feel. You think that you are solving a problem, but in fact you are just introducing a lot of them when thinking about microservices. However, you can, if you want to, shift or potentially upgrade your Laravel from the earliest versions to the new ones, and do that slowly but surely with a lot of testing involved. But I would, very skeptical. I don't hate microservices, but I'm very skeptical about microservices in general. Imnistant is saying that images work now. Oh, okay. Let me see. Really not sure what happened. Probably a bug on their side. Yeah, it's working. Here we go, chat. This is what we have on my shop at the moment. A nice t-shirt of past PHP, a nice sweat of past PHP, and some nice flip-flops, if you guys enjoy a little bit of flip-flops, okay? So this is another way of supporting my work. Here we go, chat. Visit without the coin, so it actually gives you your local coin. Agent is saying that I heard that the L size t-shirt from past would fit me very well. I need to give you a t-shirt. I know, dude. And I actually have your address. I just forgot to send you. So I will make sure I will do that. Okay. Antonio Brufilio is saying the following. That is 2-3 weeks I am stalking all your repos and videos to get some references on making architecture pattern decisions for bigger applications than more than to-do lists and simple blocks. If you are migrating like a legacy application, a lot of the teachings I do about tooling are important. So I have this video that talks about super strict PHP. I think this is a great start for migrating a legacy application, because you can start with PHP stand level 1, level 2, and go slowly but surely into some level that you are comfortable with, and then migrate your application to the latest versions. Same goes with testing. You add a lot of tests and then you migrate. Okay, not the other way around. Agent is saying you offered it ages ago. Oh, did I already send it to you, or is it just basically I have not yet sent it to you? Apologize. Can you buy a bunch of merch and give it away? So I cannot, because it's just super expensive, actually. So even on the merch, half of the money goes to the person who have created the merch, meaning that, for example, on this t-shirt right here, I think it's like $15 goes to the industry that created the t-shirt. So I cannot simply give away t-shirts. That would be just too expensive. I will pay for them. Oh, you're too awesome, man. Appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you said, can I buy? Yeah, I mean, I guess the best way, yeah, get in touch with me on Discord, okay? I'm going to send you my Discord channel, and get in touch with me so we can talk a little bit about that, Okay, so I send you my Discord channel. Here we go. And get in touch with me so we can talk a little bit about that. I literally told you that I don't have PayPal enabled, but I do have PayPal enabled. It's on the Twitch link below, and I will just have to double check how we'll process that donation. Yusen is saying the following: how do you handle database transactions in rollbacks in the nested service calls using DB and Eloquent layers? So Laravel actually already handles nested transactions, meaning that if you have an action that changes another action, and another action is chain 2, and all of them have a DB transaction, basically only after the last one is committed, you will commit all of them all the time at the same time. So it's basically a feature that is built in on Laravel. Tony is saying the following: do you ship the merge yourself? I don't. This is something that comes with the platform. Okay, the platform actually has that built in, so I don't have to do that. Axo13 is saying the following: I just saw the new past website and it's awesome. Yeah, thank you, man. It was not me building it. It was this dude called it Nuno Guerra. If you guys need a designer, he is absolutely good. Okay, nunoguerra.com. Here we go. Here we go. He built it like in 12 hours. I literally told the dude, this is just such a crazy story. I literally told the dude, tomorrow I'm going to release past 4. I have 24 hours or 12 hours to do the website, but I will need to go to sleep because I have a talk to give tomorrow. And the guy just built the entire thing. Another Nuno, that's right. Another Nuno. Talk about your journey, Laravel, past, etc. Oh man, I think I've talked about that multiple times. So I started, I finished my master in 2015. I worked, I basically went to university, finished it in 2015. I finished my master there. Then I worked with CodeIgniter and PHP and E2 for like 2 years. Then I moved to Paris, France, where I have worked with a social media company. That's why probably I do so many social medias at the moment. But a social media company that worked with, how is it called? Zen Framework 1. And I worked with that framework for 2 years as well. At the same time, I started to do some talks, and I started as well my open source journey during those years. And then I got hired by a company which was an unicorn from SF, called it Algolia, which is a search company. I worked for Algolia for 2 years. And then I wanted to move back to Portugal, and Taylor was hiring at the moment at that time, and I reached Laravel about, could I work for Laravel? Taylor just instantly answered yes, and I just joined Laravel, and it's been 5 years since then. That's my story. Eden Soto is saying the following: what do you think about native PHP? I think native PHP is great. I have tried native PHP myself, and I promise you, I give you my word that native PHP will be here on the channel very soon, okay? I just have to find a time to make it, proper for you all, but we are going to absolutely have native PHP here on the channel, okay? Some native PHP development. That's happening soon. Hey, Tinens, thank you so much, man. I will check your Discord message today. Exxon13 is saying that I love the logo over. Which logo over? Oh, literally just found this feature. I didn't know they had this. Looks good, indeed. Carlson is saying the following: have you heard about the Tempest PHP framework? Yes, I did, but I mean, routing frameworks, there is a bunch of them already, I think some of the problems about this new, there is not a lot anymore, but in the past, there used to be a lot of PHP frameworks, and what they actually miss is that they are just routing, they are just routing in views. And today, if you want to build something real, you need a little bit more than that, you know? So that's why I think Tempest PHP has a long way to go. A long way to go. Tony is asking if I ever tried Swift. I have not tried Swift, no. By the way, chat, I've been thinking about doing top programming languages tier. I don't know if you guys want to... Here we go. I don't know if you guys know this website. Oop, not this one. A tier maker. Okay, are you guys familiar with this website? So basically what we could do, maybe next Monday, is that we select a bunch of programming languages that all of us know. Okay, all of us know. Meaning that we won't talk about MATLAB or whatever, or crap like that. We just talk about the languages we know. And yeah, let's do this next Monday, actually. Next Monday, live stream about this topic on the same schedule as usual. And what we are going to do is like rank languages, okay? So we are going to, put PHP in one of these tiers, put Python in one of these tiers, and it will be awesome. Agent is saying that Tempest PHP has the best code highlighter package. I have not tried it, so I don't know. Carlson is saying it's already done. What do you mean exactly? I am biased toward PHP. Yeah, we are all biased toward PHP, I think. Your browser is missing ad block. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, only stuff about HD. I know about that. Goodbye. Yeah, I don't use ad blocks at the moment. Probably should. I don't know what they do actually even. Do they work on YouTube, for example? Do you guys have any of my ads at the moment? You could do with PHP frameworks. Yeah, let's think a little bit about that. Like if we do a top tier thing, we could do about languages, programming languages. We could do a few of them actually, okay? So programming languages. Let's do a top tier on frameworks, a top tier on PHP tooling. I think this one I would really enjoy. The problem about doing a top tier on frameworks is that I do have experience with like 10 of them, and we could do those. But there are just frameworks that probably are very good, but I just don't know them. Okay. All right, chat. I think I'm going to end the stream today. Hey, Rack, what's up, man? You just arrived in. We are literally finished the stream. Top tier design patterns. I'm not a fan. I don't think I want to do that. No. Hey, Florentino Flo, what's up? How you doing? Josh Siri is streaming? We are definitely rating Josh Siri, man. Absolutely. Great timing. Oh, you mean coming? Well, you can go to Josh Siri. He is awesome. I have never looked at Magento. Well, I did. I actually have worked with Magento for 6 weeks once. And I think Magento is just, it's kind of difficult if you are doing Laravel and then you have to do Magento. Very tough, man. But I have added PHP Stand into Magento. I have actually developed an extension of PHP Stand for Magento to help those people. I've added tasks and many things like that. Chat, before you guys leave, please go all the way down on my YouTube channel and please click on the like button, but also subscribe my channel if you haven't done that already, and that would really be helpful to support my work, okay? So we are going to raid Josh Siri, okay? Let's all go to Josh Siri's live stream and let's raid him on Twitch. Chat, I love you all so much. I catch you guys next Monday. Thank you so much for your support, all right, chat? Catch you guys next Monday. Peace out. Bruh.